When we die, this question has been fundamental to mankind from the beginning. The most recent Gallup poll reports that 70% of us believe in life after death. If there is, in fact, an afterlife, what would it be like? Pearly gates, heavenly angels, a reunion with loved ones? Well, some say the answer might be found by listening to those who have had a near-death experience.
It happened when I was 19 years old, serving in Vietnam as a combat infantry soldier.
Hit by a combination of enemy and friendly fire that tore out his right eye and damaged his vocal cords, Bill Vandenbush thought he was dead.
And I laid down, and the next thing I know, the war was gone. There was no more shooting, no more noise. And I was in this dark corridor, and I suddenly came into a bright white light. You can call it God, you can call it heaven, you can call it anything that you want to call it.
As beautiful as the light was, it informed Bill he could not stay.
It was like, you have to go back because you have a higher purpose. You have to do something else. You're not ready to come here yet. So I turned, I was back in the dark corridor, and suddenly back, lying on the ground in the war zone, I could hear the bombs, I could hear the shooting. No matter what happened, I was not going to die that day. We're all going to die, it's inevitable. But that doesn't frighten me. I have no fear of death. I know that death is peaceful.
They seem to go through this tunnel, and they come out on the other side into an incredibly brilliant and warm and loving and accepting light.
The light is all around you. It is you. It's like totally encompassing with your being.
Internationally renowned artist Andrei Miropolsky saw the light after a near-fatal car crash in 1984.
I do use that experience then as a measurement of my fear now living in a conscious life. Because if I ever get fearful in this conscious life, you know, I can think back to that time and think, well, if that was as close as I ever get to death, and I ever hope to get to death again, it was really, really pleasurable and really a beautiful experience. So what's there to be afraid of?
These classic accounts are reported by people who were either close to death or were actually declared dead, then revived. But these are not the only ways one can have a near-death experience.
You could be in a deep spiritual crisis. You could have a spontaneous out-of-body experience. You could have this kind of experience as a result of meditative practice. There are lots of different avenues to lead to this particular type of experience that we call the NDE. But you don't necessarily have to be physically close to death in order for it to occur.